Oh, this noise situation is just kind of deliberately on and off, you know, like you know, like it's just kind of like wasting my time too, because it's like, oh, she's trying to go outside, but then they make the noise really loud, so like I'll grab the mobile and also like wherever I go in the place, like when I went upstairs, they made it really loud, so I put stuff in my ears, which is kind of unpleasant, you know, and so that I can't hear anything. And then I could hear it even with stuff in my ears, not immediately, they turned it then off, so they like to play, you know, because they read your thoughts, so they know what you think and they know how you're feeling. This is something that makes it look as though you're insane, as opposed to them being insane, when they're really possessed demonic people posing as real humans that are really disciples of this God entity who was clinically insane from the beginning, you could say. That's why this being was, as I've said before, literally could not be allowed to stay in its home even, because it was like spreading its insanity and its control to others, to where others believed in it. And this was the problem, otherwise it, you know, wouldn't have been a problem, I would imagine, because you know, it's like dealing with these out of balance, insane types of people. You know, you can't win, because their insanity is like opposite complex, do the opposite to whatever you want, even if it's not in their own interest to go against you, they will. This is what makes them impossible to, you know, to actually cooperate with, because basically it is all or nothing, and it is like you either completely submit and are under their control, or if not, total destruction. Plane going over as I say that, can you hear it? That means acknowledgement. Either be under their control, it's all or nothing, not a piece of the pie, not even 3/4, it's all or nothing. You either submit and do it completely our way, to where you have no life and you don't exist, you know, you're like a machine like they are, which is like a control reality. You don't exist, you aren't allowed to do anything that you want to do. You have to just be a servant or a disciple of them. And put up with negative energy being thrown at you 24 hours if you're with them 24 hours. And if you're not with them 24 hours, you'll be with the others around that are part of it, to where then you get 24 hours anyway. Because it doesn't have to be someone you're married to or someone who's close to you. Of course, I think that the lower, kind of lower level possessed people are independent and probably not aware of what they're part of. Because if you have a insane, antisocial, anti-life, completely egocentric mindset, demon-possessed kind of person, it's almost as though Lucifer just says, let my little demons do the work for me. I know that with their negative personalities, that they will destroy real life if they can't get it under control, because that's in their nature too. So it's not human nature, it is Archon, artificial AI nature, and that is it. You know, whether they, I mean, I think the demigods think the demigods are a lot more aware of who and what they're serving, because they get given high rank positions, you know, and a lot of influence and admiration. So they're consciously probably aware. They're more conscious, you know, whereas it's a bit like in the society, you know, like, you know, if I'm down the bottom in society, which I am, which is why I'm in the position I'm in too, because, you know, if you're down the bottom, you're at the mercy of the powers that be, the people around you, particularly if you're isolated, if you don't have backup and support system. That means other people, you know, like friends and family that will back you up and support you. And it's a two-way street, but you see, there is no two-way street with possessed people. And this is how the Matrix and its God and its disciples control the lesser of us, more or less. You know, they let the demons or possessed people run amok and say, well, what can a low-status human being do much about it, apart from make a video that no one listens to, and then let the demigods take control and be the biggest influence, and therefore people will trust them, even though they are nothing but AI, artificial, pretend human beings at their highest level, at their level best. You know, you will not get anything that represents what is human more than the AI gods. But they are not human, because it's one thing to be in a movie and pretend that you're the greatest lover when you're really the greatest hater. You know, that performance will be convincing. People will buy it, will believe it. But you don't feel it. It's merely another tool of you know, seduction. You know, I think when I first became aware of the Matrix, or that at least I was in a controlled environment, and I listened to a few of demigod videos even talking about, you know, like the conspiracy of a Matrix type of thing. It is a conspiracy. A conspiracy means where a group of people conspire collectively to, you know, to deceive or destroy someone or something else, you know. And so, you know, the word conspiracy is just that, and it's not made up, because this happens. Even if it was only one person that wanted to take down another, you know, you could say that it's all part of the bigger picture, because if these are possessed beings or people, they may or may not know what they're part of, depending, like myself, like I have not been aware of anything being controlled around me until my declining years, when they opened up and openly showed me. Otherwise I would still be in the dark. I would just be blaming myself for my lack of life, or by being more restricted. But of course, that was why they plane going overseas, I said that, won't come out because its mobile won't pick it up, but it was because I wanted to realise my own plight and my own situation over a lifetime, and wanted to be a bit freer. Wanted to, actually, this was the joke of us, was that when the Matrix came down on me, I wanted to see everyone in a good light. You know, like in other words, just everyone around to actually think that, oh, I can just be free now. I can go outside, I can get on a bus, and I could have a chat to someone on there if I felt like it. I may not see them again, and I wasn't looking to, that's right, really do anything at all. But I thought, I almost started to think, because I had seen restriction in my life and became very aware of it, I thought it would be nice to just be able to just do simple things in a free manner and not be frightened of anyone, to basically think that most people are not your friend, but they're not your enemy either. They're actually people that that you can just be friendly to. It might make them feel better, it might make you feel better. See, this was when they came down, because they're like, oh, that's frequency vibration in a good light. And we can't have her doing that, especially if she has potential even at a lower level, even as a low status, low frequency vibration human. If there is more in her frequency and vibration than what she realizes. Because not everyone can hit the high notes, as they say. And most that are around can't hit any notes because they don't have any thinking or any feeling for good, high, or any positive human frequency and vibration. You know, they are these dead, dark, anti-life machine type beings. They have been around for a long, long time. And they always take down or try to control real life that has high frequency vibration and therefore gives out positive energy. They've always been controlling them, because they're like your first original humans. They are not liked by this God entity. They're not liked by the Luciferian or whatever. You know, I always use the original title, even though that being descended into what you call insanity and madness and iniquity, and therefore became a dark satanic being. And there comes the name Satan. But you know, it's the same one, and its disciples, or those that followed this being, and decided to invade or take over the earth, the original earth domain. And this was successful, as we know, and has been successful ever since, even though, of course, the odd high vibrational human being will try to rise above it, because it's in a normal, natural, real human's nature to not want to live in sorrow and distress and confinement and restriction and limitation. You can accept it, as I have done in a lifetime, but it's not comfortable. It's like accepting what you know is a lot less than what you want and what you're meant to live. At any rate. Oh.